5, 4, 3.
And Happy New... Oh wait, no. Not quite yet. No. Sorry, a little off. Happy almost New Year, everybody. Hope that you all had a excellent, Merry Christmas, Krampus, Kwanzaa, whatever.
Whichever one of those you
do. Yeah.
Celebrate.
Yeah, if it was Krampus, hope you didn't beat too many children, or it wasn't your children being beaten. But yeah, it is New Year's Eve. And we have lots of good comics for you to hopefully look at if you choose to not go out and you'll have something to entertain you at home, keep yourself out of trouble. Morgan, you wanna start it off here this week?
Yeah, sure. Why don't we start off with a very special issue of Batman the Dark Knight.
And how is it special, sir?
Well, you see, the title here is Voiceless, and it's mirrored inside the comic because this is actually a all but silent issue. The only word balloons are little coughs. This is writer Greg Hurwitz and artist Alberto Ponticelli, recently off of Frankenstein, Agent of Shade, sort of tackling a touchier subject. They're focusing on the theme of human trafficking, which is kind of a really scary thing. And
yeah. I feel like it's...
You think one of those days Batman would quit beating up poor people and go help some people out who are actually suffering.
No, but see, he fights battles he knows he can win. Human trafficking is something that even Batman and his money can't
throw a batarang at human trafficking.
No, you cannot throw a batarang at human trafficking. That is absolutely true. From Boom Studios this week, brought to you by writer Paul Jenkins and Humberto Ramos, we have Revelations, #1 of 6. This was released back in like 2006 or so by Image, highly out of print. Boom has now acquired the rights and they're reprinting it in a newly newly relettered series. They kicked Comic Craft to the curb and pulled some guy named Darren Bennett. But this is actually one of the few books by Humberto Ramos that I like. His style in this works really well. It's basically about the Pope, or well, the guy next in line to be Pope is killed, and a hard-edged detective must go and basically fight against centuries worth of history and corruption and other strange religious conspiracies to find out who killed the would-be Pope.
Oh boy,
and
really hitting all the big issues this week, aren't we?
We are, actually. Totally. But yeah, kind of new from Boom.
A new series starting up over from Vertigo here. Another kind of touchy subject.
Yeah, right. And it's kind of new.
Yeah. The Dead Boy Detectives, which of course is a set of characters coming from Neil Gaiman's Sandman.
Sandman, yes.
Formerly written actually in their own short series by Ed Brubaker. Didn't he work on that for a while?
Absolutely. And in this new series we see the boys, one who died in 1910, one who died in like 96 or something like that. But they're dealing with the mystery of their own murder. They go back to the boarding house where they were killed, or well lived, and they're trying to find out what the hell happened. Brought to you by Toby Litt and Fables artist Mark Buckingham, who I don't know how you have time to draw more comics, Mark Buckingham, but I guess you do. But yeah, new from Vertigo. What would kind of almost be a Vertigo series if David Lapham still did work for them. This is Juice Squeezers, #1 of 4 by Dark Horse Comics. This is the first creator-owned David Lapham book since the end of Young Liars, which was really sad because that was an amazing book. It was almost as good as Stray Bullets, which Stray Bullets is coming back. Stray Bullets is coming back. We'll do that dance later. But yes, Juice Squeezers is all about the tunnels under, I want to say it's New Mexico, and the only people that are able to get into these tunnels are these small kids. And guess what's in the tunnel? Really big bugs.
Yeah.
Who's got to fight the really big bugs? The kids.
Of course, one of their names is Beetle.
Frigga and Bug-Eye and Farnsburger. This is totally awesome, totally mental, and I love David Lapham. If you want weird, bug-influenced nonsense, David Lapham's your man.
Alright, shall we send it over to Will here?
Yes, in his, he's going to sport off some nice fashionable comic wear and
show
attire.
us the winter 2014 look.
That's right, you will.
Thanks and Happy New Year, and just to show that it's not just about comics, it's fashion. Here at Zanadu Comics, I'm sporting the latest Science Bad, and if you saw my grades, science was bad for me. No, this celebrates Jonathan Hickman's amazing, incredible, scary, good Manhattan Projects from Image. But now, back to the comics. Here's what you really want. My first comic of the week is in Humanity, New Avengers 13. Simone Bianchi is the guest artist on this, and this is amazing. If you read Avengers 24 last week, you know there's a whole new arc. Jonathan Hickman starting a whole new thing, and this plays into the aftermath of Inhumanity. There's all these new Inhumans popping up all over the world. Are they going to be villains? Are they going to be heroes? Well, the big thing is in this one is like who's going to be in the new Illuminati? The inner secret circle. Some people are gone, some people are in, some people are out. What's it going to mean, and what's it going to mean for the Marvel Universe? And now there's also a weird peering into the future of what the real impact of Inhumanity might be on the Marvel Universe. Once again, Jonathan Hickman, he's just at his best, and Bianchi's art is really perfect for what's going on in this issue. Really, really cool. Another issue, number 13, Savage Wolverine, written and drawn by Phil Jimenez, who I really, really love. This is part 2 of a storyline where it's action-packed, but it really has a message because Wolverine is going after poachers in Africa. And the trail leads to Madripoor. And there's a lot of characters. If you remember way back in the day when Wolverine got his own series and he was known as Patch and he was hanging out in Madripoor, there's a little bit of that flavor to this. But as Wolverine is trying to get down to this, turns out one of his oldest allies might be his big new enemy in this. Really exciting. Guardians of the Galaxy, what's really cool about this is Kevin Maguire, who you know from Justice League and so many other great artists. He's the guest artist on this issue, and this is kind of like a girls' road trip, if you will. It's Gamora. It's Angela deciding girls just want to have fun, so they're going to go out hunting, and heaven help whoever their prey is. Looks really great, a lot of fun. And don't forget, this is starting at Guardians of the Galaxy. It's going to be tying in the new year with all new X-Men. So even further preview for you. Moving on to DC, I've really enjoyed Damian, Son of Batman. I say every time this comes out every month, I love Damian. I loved him as Robin. I wish he was still around. But he lives on in this weird, crazy world that was started by Grant Morrison. Andy Kubert picks it up. Damian has assumed the role of Batman, and this is he has to go down this gauntlet of all these weird villains of the future, including Jackanapes, the killer gorilla, and a really, really freaky penguin. But it's all leading up to the final confrontation with a supervillain that's no laughing matter. So there you go. You see who the big cliffhanger is. That's pretty obvious, isn't it? And finally, we have Superman Unchained, number 5. Scott Snyder, Jim Lee. I mean, two guys at the top of their game. This is really cool because Superman is kind of like a darker, more ruthless version of himself. This guy called Wraith. And they're trying to team up together to try to figure out the secret of the Ascension, this weird terrorist group that's got Lois Lane, and there's a weird peering into the future and of what the Ascension, who they really are, and who the Wraith really is. So it's going to be interesting to see how DC's biggest Boy Scout and a much more ruthless Wraith, how long this alliance is going to go. So those are my picks for the weeks. Happy New Year, everybody, from ComicsBlend.com. Back to you guys.
Man, I wish I had one of those t-shirts.
Right? Me too.
But you know what? You can too!
Whoa!
Because we have more than one! Manhattan Projects, Science is Bad, Jonathan Hickman, Nick Pitara. You know you want it. It's totally cool.
Yeah, we've got them in black and white.
And men's and women's sizes, medium, large, small.
Whatever you need.
Exactly. It can go with your AIM t-shirt if you need to complete the Evil Science outfit. Which we all know that...
You really do.
Yeah.
It's necessary.
It is.
Image this week has the 3rd issue of Brandon Montclair and Amy Reeder's awesome teen sci-fi series Rocket Girl, about a future police agent with a jetpack stranded in 1980-something.
It's like cheesy RoboCop fun. He's got these great candy colors. I love her colors. It's really like kind of the true lives of the Fabulous Killjoys.
Yeah.
Colors, which also finished up this week. But yeah. And from Dark Horse, we have another stab at the vampire genre with Bad Blood, brought to you by Jonathan Mayberry, who wrote something, I feel like.
He's done a lot of work at Marvel, I
think. Oh, he wrote those Punisher Kills, and Wolverine Kills the Marvel Universe. Very violent things.
Yeah, those are actually really awesome.
And some nice watercolors. From Tyler Crook,
really beautiful
here in this, who's most recently been doing art chores on BPRD. But yeah, you know, I mean, you might be saying, vampires again.
Yeah,
but
there's definitely a vampire pope in this.
this
though,
is a vampire
which
pope.
you probably won't find in any other comic.
No,
as
see,
far as I know.
we're keeping a theme this week. We're going religious.
We've also got a new series launching from Dynamite this week. This is Legendary, spelled not quite how you would expect
No,
it.
by legendary comic artist and writer Bill Willingham.
Ah, yes, Mr. Fables.
Yes.
Teaming up with some guy at Dynamite,
Dynamite
Sergio Davila, doing a steampunk take on their various properties. You've got Vampirella, you have Green Hornet and Kato, I'm pretty sure, like Tarzan and the
that?
Phantom are going to be showing up later.
Who's that in the middle?
I really have no idea, to be honest.
Huh. But yes, it's definitely, this is going to be, there's fun steampunk bad guys. There's also, there are more gears in this comic than you can shake a stick at. But yeah, you know, you're a fan of Fables, Bill Willingham, or just steampunk, we got you covered. Oh yeah, so definitely one of my top picks for this week. How to put new life into the ever-aging and usually boring zombie genre. You add cats, obviously, because
Yes.
why? Cats sell anything.
But not only do you add cats, you turn the reader into a cat.
In a choose-your-own-adventure as Holden Catfield. And, I know, right? There are illustrations in here. This is a very fun... It's called Pick Your Plot because I think Choose Your Own Adventure,
Choose Your Own Adventure
is
style thing. This is actually,
copyrighted.
the second of... I don't know how many they're going to do eventually.
Yeah, I have
but
no idea. Illustrated by Sherwin Gia. But it's cute, it's a zombie, and you're a cat, and oh my god, you're not going to say
What
no.
more do you need?
I know, Jesus.
Oh,
Is
and
it-
It's, yeah.
Is
it's
it
the
time
big
for the
one.
big book? You people are very lucky. Somehow, Mr. Mark Andrew Smith has printed too many copies of this Kickstarter comic and has decided to lovingly sell them to you, the lucky reader, from Diamond Comics here,
Yes.
from us at Xanadu.
They're
We
spreading
present
the
to
love
you.
to us poor
poor
individuals
sinners.
who didn't get in on it
That's right,
early enough.
sucker.
Oh, yeah.
This is James Stokoe's rather unheard of masterpiece at this point, Sullivans Sluggers, which is basically Cthulhu fighting baseball team.
Yes.
To put it in a nutshell, this special Kickstarter edition is slipcased, $50, comes with poster, comes with baseball cards, but more importantly, there are more tentacles in this comic than, you know... Yeah, there's a lot of tentacles in this comic.
Yeah, you'd have to, like, go to Japan to find
You
more.
would. But this is amazing because I feel it's actually Stokoe's best work because it's really throwing him into a position where he's out, not usually out of his comfort zone. Sure, there's big monsters, but he actually has to draw a lot of people sitting around talking and make it look really cool. And so what's he do? He draws like 80s, like if Major League, you know the movie, Major League had like a reject team and it was done by like Roger Corman, that would be this. But yeah, it's Sullivans Sluggers. It's already out of print. We're almost, this is it. We got like 3 of them. If you don't buy it, you'll hate yourself forever.
It's true.
That's absolutely it. So we're just gonna leave that right there.
Taunt you a bit.
Taunt you a bit. But yeah. Don't forget that our award show is forthcoming. We're just making finalized plans today. And we'll be hopefully back with that next week or so.
It's gonna be big,
It's gonna be good. But in the meantime, be safe. Don't take any drugs from anyone you don't know tomorrow night. Don't drink too much. Don't be alone, you know, and that, whatever. Stay home, read your comics.
Or, you know, keep yourself alone if you need to.
That's right, that's right. It's very good when it's time to be alone. Oh, all right. And with that, we'll see you guys next week. Have a safe New Year.